The cold wind that ushered us into September brought a throbbing question to the surface. Will this year see a cryptocurrency bill make it through Congress? So according to a report by CoinDesk on September 1st, there is a chance, though it seems like a long shot. The report cited comments from two Republican lawmakers, Senator Cynthia Lummis and Senator Tim Scott, at the symposium that laid out a possible path to the adoption of crypto legislation. The lawmakers added that the best hope comes from the Senate Agriculture Committee, which would focus on commodities law. Lummis noted that assuming the bill makes it past the committee, it would likely become a Christmas tree bill, where legislators add provisions and amendments. But there are more concerns on the surface as we take a review of the crypto market's performance this past week. The Bitcoin price is trading around $60,000 per Bitcoin, up from January lows of under $40,000, as traders bet a fresh injection of liquidity by the Federal Reserve will put the Bitcoin and crypto market on the cusp of a major move. But there are inherent threats, and fears are swirling that the US dollar could be on the verge of a total collapse, setting up the Bitcoin price for a critical tipping point. The US dollar index just hit a new 2024 low and is still relatively high, but it looks like it's on the verge of a total collapse. Economist and gold bull Peter Schiff posted to X. He added that the index could easily sink below 90 before the end of the year, thus challenging the 2020 low. This past week, as September gets underway, the Bitcoin price has continued on its recent downward trend, which is historically a bad time to hold Bitcoin. There is a jinx that taxes September each year, with analysts reporting that it has traditionally been a volatile month, with an average return of 4.78% and a typical peak to trough decline of 24.6%. Now, a Bitcoin crash could send Bitcoin under $40,000 if the Federal Reserve follows through with its well-telegraphed plans for an interest rate cut during its September meeting. The anticipated rate cut in September adds another layer of complexity, potentially exacerbating the market volatility. But it is worth noting that historical trends also show that whenever August ends in red, September has occasionally defied expectations and delivered positive returns. Perhaps this September might not be a bearish month for Bitcoin. Well, nothing is set in stone as the month just began. Plus, we anticipate the Fed's rate-cutting cycle at a two-day monetary policy meeting that begins on September 17th. The timing of this event indicates a very bearish short-term outlook, as it coincides with when the BitMEX co-founders Arthur Hayes first opened public announcement of his short position on Bitcoin. Hayes posted that Bitcoin is looking heavy and he is aiming at the sub $50,000 price level, opening a short and asking for prayers. His words are opposed to his earlier prediction of Bitcoin reaching 100K by the year end 3 weeks ago. Well, this attitude is consistent with the market's general bearishness, as institutional investors have been noticeably leaving the market, and the general pessimism regarding the price of Bitcoin is still present. A further indication of the dire situation is the major withdrawals from Bitcoin spot ETFs that have been occurring, indicating a decline in institutional investor interest. Plus, since August 28th, Bitcoin has been trading flat, as it plummeted by almost 9% within 3 days, losing the $64,430 zone and falling to the $58,600 level. The digital gold has been going up and down, once rising by 3.82% and reclaiming the $60,000 level, and then falling by 4.5% and 2.22%. Lately, whether it's been rising or falling, Bitcoin has always returned to the $59,000 price level, staying within this range. However, the Jan 3 boss, Samson Mow, stated that while many people are beginning to reckon that Bitcoin will go sideways forever, it is the wrong view. He added that he sees Bitcoin preparing to start increasing in price on a large scale. That's usually when it goes up a lot, he said. It is quite difficult to believe Mao's words though. Recall that on August 31st, he published a post on X stating that he considers any Bitcoin price below the $100,000 level to be artificial. But that was the time when Bitcoin plunged together with the stock market, especially the Nasdaq 100 index. Moving forward to altcoins, Ethereum seems to be getting worse. Despite being the world's largest altcoin, it has received strong scrutiny by an analyst on X who posted that Ethereum is in a death spiral. In his analysis, Fred Krueger examined that the amount generated in fee revenue by Ethereum compared to the network's performance compared to Bitcoin. Krueger's analysis flowed from a news item posted by community members highlighting Ethereum's dwindling daily revenue. According to the update, so far in 2024, Ethereum's daily revenue has plummeted by over 90% year to date, a record low for the altcoin. Notably, Krueger believes that Ethereum's fee model cannot support the network's current valuation and remains very weak. According to him, the daily $200,000 fee revenue only amounts to about $73 million in 1 year. Krueger emphasized that this does not imply profit or revenue for Ethereum, but just total transaction fees in the ecosystem. His tweet read, "Ethereum is in a death spiral. Ethereum is doing 200K a day in fee revenue. That's 73 million a year. But that's not equivalent to a company making 73 million a year in profit, or even a company making 73 million a year in revenue. That 73 million is not even sufficient to buy." Plus, this past week, Ethereum's strength seems to be rapidly declining. Investor disenchantment is also becoming more evident. The intense selling pressure that Ethereum has been experiencing is among the most alarming signs. It appears that most market players are selling their Ethereum holdings rather than adding to them. And then, Solana. Solana's price has crashed below the critical $130 mark, indicating a catastrophic breakdown. Sol's value has previously dropped by almost 30%, a sudden and abrupt decline that alarmed investors and sparked grave worries about the cryptocurrency's near-term future. The market is in disarray as a result of this persistent depreciation, and technical indicators are painting a bleak picture, no sign of an imminent recovery. Furthermore, it is still raining doom and gloom for Cardano. Now, Blockstream CEO Adam Back has joined the ranks of prominent Bitcoiners who have attacked Cardano following recent comments made by its CEO, Charles Hoskinson. Adam Back, who was famously cited in Satoshi's highly influential white paper, has predicted that the price of ADA could collapse another 90%. As reported earlier, Hoskinson riled up the Bitcoin community after predicting a slow demise of Bitcoin due to the fact that the developer community behind the cryptocurrency is too conservative. The Cardano founder believes that Bitcoin could see the fate of Microsoft if it refuses to innovate. Nevertheless, the market does not appear to be on Cardano's side. As noted by prominent Bitcoin advocate Tur Demeester, Cardano now accounts for an infinitesimal 1% of Bitcoin's market cap. For comparison, it was at 10% just 3 years ago. And Cardano is no longer among the top 10 cryptocurrencies by market cap, slipping to 12th place. But we can never tell if Back's words were authentic or just an attempt to get back at Hoskinson for talking crap about Bitcoin. Also, the Ripple vs. SEC case remains a headache. Earlier last week, attorney Ford Rispel tried to soothe concerns about the SEC's potential appeal in the Ripple case. According to the legal expert, if a regulatory agency decides to appeal the case, there will not be a ruling until at least 2026. He noted that the SEC suing exchanges and alleging that several tokens are unregistered securities has dramatically lessened the sting. If Ripple and/or XRP doesn't make it now, it's not because of the SEC's case, he added. In addition, Rispoli stated that the recent trial court ruling, which is considered to be favorable to Ripple, provides plenty of covers for the company's institutional partners to use the XRP token. The ruling will not be altered at least until 2026. Moreover, Rispoli has predicted that some federal legislation is likely to supersede the SEC lawsuit. Note that Ripple recently requested the monetary portion of the court's final judgment, targeting the SEC's potential appeal in the case. Jeremy Hogan, partner at Hogan & Hogan, believes that the SEC is yet to decide whether or not it should appeal the ruling, so Ripple should not freak out yet. If such a decision has been made, there's no reason to delay filing a notice of appeal, according to Hogan. Moving on to the major meme coins in the market, Shiba Inu seems to be having a good time. It has maintained resilience despite uncertainty in the broader market. This past week, the meme coin has seen at least 3 of its most watched metrics print positive jumps in the hopes of a major rebound. It's an impressive turnaround as Shiba Inu now serves a crucial role on the market as a litmus test for measuring the performance of other meme coins on the market. On the other hand, Dogecoin is yet to step out of Elon Musk's shadow. The Tesla CEO recently captured the attention of the cryptocurrency community with a comment on X. The interaction began with Elon Musk tweeted about Starlink bank accounts being frozen. The detail attracted a reaction across the board, including that of Sir Doge of the Coin, a prominent Dogecoin member, who replied, "Dogecoin fixes this." This comment was meant to highlight Dogecoin's potential as an alternative, decentralized financial solution in a world where traditional banking systems sometimes falter. As usual, hopes are being stirred as some believe that Musk might be hinting at a larger role for Dogecoin in his business ventures, possibly integrating into Tesla, Starlink, or other ventures, while others see it as a continuation of Musk's ongoing support for Dogecoin. But in the meantime, catch up on the latest news about cryptocurrency by subscribing to the channel and clicking on the bell button.